on 20th January 2017, during training, I cannot go into the specific, but during training I suffered from a back injury. And the next 50 days were in the military hospital. And I was paralyzed down my hip. And in March, I was told that I was unfit to continue in the Indian Army. And my career ended in 2017. And the entire dream came crashing down. And you're never ready for something like that, right? Something that you've done for your entire life. There was a 1 week phase wherein I contemplated of taking my life. Post that, when I was given the movement order is the official document which the army gives you. It's like, you're done, go home. And I had my mental health journey then. That's for the first time when I realized, or I got to know what mental health is. So for the past 3 years, I have been working towards mental health awareness and all of that. I was working on a lot of other things, but because I had a personal story to it, this is something that was close to my heart. And so I did a lot of campaigns in Bangalore, some pan-India projects, but that was mostly online. And that was going on for 3 years, but then COVID happened, right? And then COVID took a hit on everybody's mental health. There's not a single person who says that COVID did not affect them. And the rates of suicide and the rates of depression started rising when COVID happened. And I was trying to figure out a lot of ways how can I impact the ground level? Because in India, we're such a big country that unless you bring like a policy level change, nothing's gonna happen, right? I started a petition to the Education Ministry, Mr. Ramesh Pokhriyal's address to him, to incorporate a mandatory mental health non-graded curriculum in all Indian schools from standard 9 to 12, right? Because 9 to 12 is the most vulnerable age. I never had, you never had mental health education, right? We had, we have PT, we have yoga, we have all that jazz, but we don't have anything for mental health. And mental health, if not more, is equally important like physical health, right? So I started this petition, and we started getting the online petition. You can find it, you just write on Google Ronit Ranjan petition, you'll find the change.org petition and just sign it. While I was getting online signatures, again, the basic question that was coming that, okay, this is online. Again, how does it reach to rural India? How do I go to a random villager? Like, how does mental health or this petition reach to a random villager in a random village in India, right? And I was thinking about it a lot, and gave me a very simplistic answer. I can just go tell them, right? So that's wherein I decided, can I have that thing? So I decided something, it's called Project NH Mental Health. I'm just gonna keep it here for a bit. And I decided, you know what I'll do? I'll actually walk the entire country and tell people about this. So on 16th of November, I started walking. So I hope you all are aware of India's map, right? So this is Kanyakumari. This is the southernmost part. I am in Delhi right now. So the past 3.5 months, I have been walking, and I reached Delhi today. I walked from Gurgaon till here this morning, so this TEDx was a coincidence. The idea, thank you so much. The idea was a couple of things I was trying to target. So the walk gets me a lot of attention. It gets media attention, it gets the government's attention. The very fact that I was walking, which is why I was invited to TEDx, right? So it does get attention. And in India, you need to get attention to mental health. So I use myself as an agency, A. B, let's say I come to this college, right? And I give them a couple of advice. Will you take it? You will never take it because I'm an outsider. But if I stay here for a couple of days, and then if I suggest something to you which you might resonate, you might take it, right? So all these fancy policies that come from the top, they don't know what's happening on the ground level. There's a big implementation gap because they do not spend time there, right? So what I thought, what I'll do is I'll actually walk the entire country, spend time in all these states, and then I'll prepare a report. What was the requirement of mental health there? Because every 25 to 40 kilometers I walk, the culture changes, the language changes, the problems changes, the requirement changes, right? So you have to kind of cater it to them. When you build a curriculum, it's not gonna be like this golden rule that applies to everywhere, right? You have to understand the requirements of everywhere. So it's been 3.5 months, and I'm so glad to be here. And initially I thought, I'll give the talk about, like mental health and the requirement and all of that, but that'll be a total different TEDx altogether. And also because I was tired, so I'm like, you know what? People ask me a lot of questions as to how I'm walking and everything, so let me just tell about how I walked, or what are the things I learned. For the past 3.5 months, it has changed my life. It has been a very humbling experience, and I started jotting down what are the things that I learned from it. And the top 10 things that I learned, I want to share it with you, because if it hits with you, if it resonates, it's gonna work wonders, right? So yeah, the first is jump. When I decided COVID was at the peak, there was no sign of a vaccination, but I decided I need to walk. The thing is, a lot of us spend a lot of time planning, right? Planning, organizing this, that, and we're too busy in doing that. See, at the end of the day, all that matters is whether you did something or not. A good idea implemented today is way better than a perfect idea implemented tomorrow. We keep waiting for the perfect time and perfect opportunity and perfect everything. You have to create that, right? It's not going to be given to you. So the first thing you do in any field, in anything that you want to do, is you just jump, right? Which brings me to the next point. It's a very important point: body, mind, and heart, right? And I'm going to give a personal instance. So my average till now, walking till here, so I walk an average of 50 to 60 kilometers per day. But it's not consistent. Some days I walk 30, 35. Some days I've also walked 65 to 70. And what happens is, like, the first 25 kilometers, it's all physical conditioning, like the training I did and the practice I did, right? After 25, your mind starts kicking in. From 25 to 35, your mind be like, oh, you should sit down, you should hydrate, or my legs are cramping, or, this, I should just probably sit down somewhere. And all of that happens. So sometimes it's a battle that I win. Sometimes it's a battle that I lose. So the days I lose, I just stop at 35. The days I win, I go beyond. But there's a point that comes after 40. After 40 kilometers, my legs go numb, and I'm just mindlessly, I just zone out on the road, and I'm just walking. And I'm probably thinking about, at one time I'm thinking about polity. At the other time I'm thinking of Baba Sehgal and his song. Like, I just zone out, right? And then I realized that it stops hurting. And what I've come to terms with is that heart is our biggest fuel, right? Once you tap into your heart, that's where everything lies. But to reach there, you have to go through this entire body and mind process. So anything, any goal that you put into mind, and there's a lot of work, there's a lot of resistance that happens. Once you clear that, you will reach a point wherein you will bloody do it. And that's where your why will come into picture. When I'm walking, I'm like, okay, why am I doing this? I get so emotional after 40 kilometers. Sometimes I've cried on road as I'm walking because I just tap my heart and I'm like, this is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm doing it. And that just keeps me going forward. So I invite all of you to go figure out that. Most of us, we just are stuck at the mind. Once you break that barrier, realize that you have unlimited source of energy. The next point is the art of fulfillment. One of my favorite coaches, Tony Robbins, he said that in life, we need to master 2 skills. First is the science of achievement, which is something that in Indian society, at least, all of us have been told to, right? That this is the template. This is how you do it. After 12, you do this. And, if you get these, you're successful. So there's a science. The skill can be learned, right? That's how it works. But the second is something that nobody has told us, is the art of fulfillment. Why do we do what we do? What are the needs that are met when we do it? Are you aware of Robin Williams? One of my favorite actors. I have never seen a better actor than him, right? He had everything: money, fame, respect. I loved his work. What did he do? He died by suicide. Why? Because he was not fulfilled, right? So we need to understand how to cater to our needs as well. As I'm walking now, I get a lot of media attention now. So if you just Google my name, you'll find different articles covering me. My Instagram followership has got up, right? And then people are talking about it, and I get DM requests of people, I'm like praising and everything. But after one point, you realize that's all surface. That's all superficial. That's not something that helps me when I'm walking. You know what helps? I went to give a talk in Tamil Nadu, and it was a set of all these pregnant women, because they made an association. After my talk was done, this one lady comes up to me, and she was pregnant. And we were talking about how mental health and pregnancy are related, because it directly affects the fetus. And she comes up to me, she says, Ronit, whatever you're doing, you're not doing for yourself, you're not doing it for me, you're doing it for them. And she pointed like this, and it gave me goosebumps. And that's something that I've been carrying for a long time. What gives me fulfillment? When I go to these random, so when someone was asking, how do you walk? So some days I have to stay in villages, and I just go to random people. I'm like, I need a place to crash. And these, old aunties, when they give blessing, they won't just give you like this, they'll just squeeze your entire thing. And I'm like, Arey beta, gudkha. So these are the things that I carry. When I go emotional after 40, these are the things that carry. So you need to figure out what gives you a sense of purpose, what gives you fulfillment, let go. When I started walking, so I have a backpack with me, I'm walking alone, so I need that. And I had carried my small favorite JBL speaker. I'm like, how can I not survive without the JBL speaker? I had a nice hairbrush. I'm like, how I need it, hair follow jayega. A lot of crap I was carrying, right? As I started walking, everything was getting heavy. And I have a spine issue, so it gets heavy on my back. And I started dropping things. After one point, I was dropping things, and then I'd start dropping people and idea and everything. Because what you'll realize, that there's so much of, we're in a shackle of fake people, fake relationships, fake emotions, fake conversations, and all of that. And when I'm walking, I'm stripped down bare. When I'm walking, I don't think of anything. So I just let go of everything. And the ones that stay, those are the real ones in terms of people, in terms of relationship, in terms of ideas, in terms of your goals and desires. So I invite all of you to just try it once, just drop everything and see which are the ones which stick to you. Those are the ones who are the real ones. And it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality of life. And letting go has actually changed a lot of things for me. I've been practicing a very minimalistic setup. Like honestly, I don't know after the walk is done, like would I need more clothes? Because I'm just surviving on 2 pairs of clothes. This is my outgoing. If I have to give a talk or something, this is the fancy one. And the other one is is a track pant and a track t-shirt and everything. So, less is more. You should actually, read about minimalism as well. So letting go has helped me a lot. This was a bubble that was cracked last year. I used to call myself a motivational speaker as well. But then I realized that, motivation just stays for a week. Max like 10 days, right? After that, everything's done. You watch these motivational videos and it's done. So motivation does not sustain. A lot of people ask me, sir, how are you walking every day? How you're so motivated? Honestly, I'm not motivated every day. Some days I am, some days I just want to give up. Some days when I'm walking, so to cover a 50-kilometer stretch, I have to walk for 11 to 12 hours. But if I use a bike or if I use a car, it's gonna be done in less than 1 hour, right? So sometimes I'm like, I should drop everything. Like, I missed a lot of things. My sister just left the country. She got into a scholarship and I was not able to meet her properly. And a lot of things happened in the middle. A lot of things were happening on the personal front as well. But this is a hoax, okay? Do not go for motivation. You know what sustains? It's discipline. Every day when I wake up, obviously it's a TEDx, so I'm not going to open my shoe, but if I open my shoe, there's a canvas out there, I have cuts and I have blisters and I have all of that. But every day you make a routine. You wake up early, like I wake up. So till now, so I'm on road by 4 a.m. So I have to get up early, I have to freshen up, I have to be on board, I have to walk till here, because if I don't reach the destination, I'll be stuck on the road and it's not safe in India. So to reach there, then I have to do my petition related work, and then I have to figure out a place to crash, figure out a place to sleep, then I have to clean on the blisters, pop it, squirt it, all of that, and then I have to sleep. And then the next day you do it again and again. So you build a discipline. So the days that I'm not wanting to do it, the days that I'm like, I'm just done with this, your muscle memory that comes into picture, that you're used to do this. So if you want to pursue something, pursue discipline, not motivation. There's a big industry behind this. That's something I realized recently as well. Next is patience and gratitude, the shackles of immediate gratification. We live in a world wherein everything is there at the tap of our finger. We want to eat something, it's there. We want to meet someone or connect with someone, it's there, right? Again, the same pointer, when I walk 50 kilometers, right? It takes 11 hours. It has taught me patience. Like I have no other option except than being patient, right? And I've started appreciating things more. Now I'm grateful for the food I get because, I don't at the end of the day, I'm so hungry. The organizers were asking me, right, why you're not eating something? I've not eaten anything since morning. Why? Because my glycogen level is so low. If I eat something now, I'm going to pass out after this. I'm like, after the talk is done, then I'll probably eat something because I want to speak with energy. So I'm grateful for the food I have. I'm grateful for my feet, my shoes, my family, everything. Even this TEDx, I'm grateful because I'm able to get my message across. You'll start appreciating a lot of things once you tap that. Next, feel everything. When I'm walking, I'm happy. Sometimes I'm sad. Sometimes I'm angry sometimes, and in my personal front, I feel jealous sometimes, or I feel vulnerable sometimes. I feel everything. And I used to fight it initially, because I'm like, oh, but aren't we told that we need to be happy all the time? That is a farce. As human beings, we should feel all the emotions. Why? Because you can, right? I don't want to be happy all the time. I want to be sad at time as well, right? I want to be angry as well. Why? Because I can feel it. The moment I've started feeling all of my emotion, it has brought a lot of peace in me. It has answered a lot of questions. So when you're trying to pursue for happiness, don't pursue for happiness, pursue for your feelings. Acknowledge everything that you feel and you express it. And that's when you start, unloading and learning a lot of things as well. So practice that, it really helps. This is the most important point. What do you want? I told you, right, I'm going to talk about how did I find my purpose. What is it that you want? Like all of you are in the college, you must have your personal desires as well. So what do you want? What drives you? You know what I realized? The entire reason why I wanted to join the army, I'm a very protective person, like people, my friends know that in terms of people or things, I'm very protective. And that was one of the biggest reasons that I joined the army because I wanted to protect my country and my people and my family. When my career ended, I realized, oh damn, my purpose is gone. Like I can't do it anymore. But the fact that, like my book came out and people started DMing me, the entire campaign is going on, right? I have met tens of thousands of people till now. And people come up to me and start sharing their stories with me. People will tell me that, they were suicidal, they were planning to cut themselves, harm themselves, but after getting to know about my story, or after reading my book, or after just like talking to me, they didn't. And I realized that my purpose in life was to stand at the border and protect lives. What I realized that I could still do that from inside the border. So if you're honest to your purpose, you can still do it. The ways, the methods would be different, but you can still do it at the end of the day, provided you're very honest to that. So I invite all of you to ask yourself difficult questions, that what is it that you want? What is it that drives you? What is it that makes you get up in the morning? And it's a journey. It's not something you're gonna wake up to and I'm like, today I want this. It's a journey. But set realistic goals for yourself. Right now I'm doing this walk. After the walk is done, I'll probably take up another project, right? Because it's not about the end result. It's about, goals. It's not about what you achieve at the end of the day. It's about the kind of person it makes you when you're pursuing for that. So you do that, and then you switch to something else, you do it again and again, you keep growing as an individual, and that's the only juice. That's the only juice that I look for. Getting somewhere and just doing it, it's not fun. So I invite all of you to find your purpose. And this is like an extra piece that I added, right? Celebrate your personal victories. Like as of now, I have not registered the fact that I'm in Delhi right now, right? So after the talk is done, I'm gonna go to India Gate, just lie down for a while. Then I'm gonna go to Chandni Chowk and have chole bhature, it's my favorite. That's when I'll realize that I'm in Delhi, and I will celebrate it. Like I have worked my ass off to reach here for the past 3.5 months, and I've sacrificed a lot, and I know. All of you are hustling, all of you are doing work, only you know what it takes to be there. Only you know your personal journey. And you don't need any bloody one to tell you whether you should celebrate it or not. People make you feel bad for enjoying or for doing things, for treating yourself. Treat yourself. Celebrate your personal victory because nobody else knows how much effort did it take for you to do it. And thank you so much for having me here. It's been wonderful talking to you. Jai Hind.